When employees aren't afraid to admit mistakes, more issues come to light. And that's exactly what makes teams stronger. They see problems from early on, react much faster upon them, and thus prevent more severe damage. To make this shift, it is central to establish an open culture of error management and to provide something we call psychological safety. Both should lead to the shared belief that one can simply take the risk, like admitting an error, without fear of punishment or humiliation. In fact, the very researcher who developed the concept of psychological safety showed that teams with higher psychological safety report more mistakes at first. But over time, these teams consistently perform better because they identify and solve problems much faster. In short, organizations need a culture where the benefits of speaking up about mistakes outweigh the perceived risk. Simply encourage individuals to share failure day to day. This can be easily done through so-called micro-rituals. Take, let's say, 2 minutes at the end of a meeting to talk about lessons learned. Or set up a weekly 50-minute blameless retro, where everyone can discuss what didn't go well without pointing fingers. It also helps to have safe ways for people to bring up issues like, let's say, an anonymous Dropbox, or dedicated channels when there is enough trust for that. On a personal level, you can also keep a simple failure log to track what happened, your assumptions, and what you'll try next. And most importantly, leaders have to make it clear: if you own up to a human error, there won't be any punishment for it. The leader's role is essential in establishing both an open culture for errors and psychological safety. Leaders are central role models and therefore not only shape how to deal with errors once they occur, but they also have the power to turn mistakes into valuable possibilities to learn. Research shows that leaders who explicitly acknowledge their own uncertainties and past errors normalize learning and take the pressure out of people to always be perfect. They can also actively invite the team to talk about mistakes and, most importantly, respond constructively when errors are reported. For instance, by thanking people for their honesty and for speaking up. In a nutshell, leaders can steer the emotional climate by using neutral language, focusing on the learning, and recognizing the courage it takes to talk about mistakes. If it's handled badly, absolutely. Endless post-mortem meetings can just turn into empty rituals. But if it's handled well, it is actually an investment. You catch flaws earlier, reduce rework, and improve coordination. Think of it as a compound interest on learning. Small, regular reviews prevent big, costly failures later. Time tracking shows exactly how much time is spent fixing mistakes. That way, you can see where improvement will have the biggest impact. My favorite one is silence scales risk, transparency scales learning.